He is not the loudest voice in the room. He's the one deciding who gets into the room. One building, one company, one man. More influence over the future than any elected official on Earth. This is not about artificial intelligence. This is about power and how quietly it can be accumulated. He walked onto that stage alone. Thousands of empty seats. He filled all of them. And then he went looking for a bigger stage. Before anyone was paying attention, he was already running the machine that decides which ideas get funded and which ones don't.
He watched every pitch. He learned every weakness. He mapped every ambition. And he filed all of it away. The threads were invisible at first. By the time anyone thought to look, they were already everywhere. The handshake looked like a partnership. One side smiled, the other calculated. 6 people and a mission. One of them already had a different kind of plan. The door closed quietly. It always does.
The pyramid was supposed to be flat. It wasn't. It never really was. The room thought he was networking. He was building an inventory. Fine print is where power actually lives. He understood that before anyone else in the room. The mission sounded noble. The expression in the back row told a different story. Safety first, until the competitor gained ground. Then, safety became a talking point. Every media appearance absorbed a little more trust. The structure grew larger with each one. The board voted unanimously. They believed they had just protected the world from something dangerous. They were wrong about what happened next. Within minutes, every ally activated, every resource mobilized. The response was too fast to have been improvised. The loyalty looked organic. It wasn't. It had been carefully cultivated for exactly this moment. 5 days. That is how long the most powerful board in tech managed to hold their position.
The safeguards failed once. The replacement safeguards were designed by the person they were supposed to constrain. The new board was selected personally. Oversight by appointment is not oversight. Evaluation is also a shield. High enough, and it becomes nearly impossible to challenge. He answered every question calmly. Not one answer actually addressed what was being asked. The teleprompter said one thing. The deployment decision said another. One by one, they walked out. The people who understood the risk most clearly. Their departures were polite. Their warnings were not heard. The resignation letter was careful. The meaning was unmistakable. Years of internal warnings. Finally, a door closing. Someone who used to sit in the meetings, now posting publicly what they could no longer say internally. Billions do not come without expectations. They never do. More world leaders than most diplomats see in a year. No election, no accountability, just access. The web spread quietly. Government meetings, sovereign wealth funds, military partnerships. All roads led back. He warned about the danger in the morning. He accelerated the timeline in the afternoon. Both things are true. The same words, repeated in every interview. The gap between the words and the decisions behind them growing wider every quarter. Money that large does not sit still. It moves, it shapes, it captures. The permits came faster than anyone expected. Infrastructure that usually takes years because of who was asking. The barrier was designed to keep power in check. It was being reshaped from the inside by the power it was meant to constrain. The lobbyists moved quickly between offices. Policy was being written. by the people the policy was supposed to regulate. The founding document said one thing. The restructuring document said another. Years passed between them. Nobody announced the change loudly. A nonprofit with a for-profit subsidiary. The structure is complicated by design. An iris, scanned, stored, monetized. Another layer of human identity folded into the same expanding network. Conversations, eye scans, financial behavior, all flowing toward the same center. They lined up to exchange their biometric data for cryptocurrency. The press coverage focused on the technology, not on the exchange. Artificial intelligence, biometrics, nuclear energy, life extension. One person, multiple sectors, one expanding sphere of influence. The energy infrastructure that AI requires, controlled by the same network as the AI itself. Who gets access to extended life first? That question is rarely part of the conversation. It should be.
Draw the circles, overlap them, step back, look at what they formed together. The journalist asked the hard questions. The answers were smooth. The media training was excellent. The apology expressed concern without admitting fault. It was not written in a moment of genuine reflection. The engineers objected internally. The timeline accelerated anyway. The email chain shows the sequence clearly. The account was anonymous. The hands were trembling slightly. The words kept being deleted and rewritten. Each gear removed made the remaining mechanism more powerful and more fragile. The senator asked the question directly. The answer that followed avoided it just as directly. Consolidate rather than distribute. The memo was marked confidential. The direction was clear. The dinner was private. The deals being discussed would determine which nations get which access. That is geopolitical leverage. The combined GDP of dozens of nations, concentrated in private hands, subject to the judgment of one board.
Industrial barons, oil monopolies, banking dynasties, each powerful in their era. None of them controlled the technology that would reshape every other industry simultaneously. The words became more measured. The eyes moved differently in interviews. The chilling effect is invisible until you learn to see it. Former employees wrote the warning about the organization they used to work for, about the leadership they used to report to. The professor explained it carefully, why concentration of power in AI development matters more than any individual technical achievement. The child trusts the assistant completely, the energy powering it, the identity system behind it, all of it part of the same network. The child does not know this yet.
A system that looks distributed, that looks robust, that depends on the judgment of one person, whose decisions face no meaningful override. The officials ran the assessment. The conclusion was not released publicly. Favorable terms in exchange for access. Every nation that signed offered something. Every nation that didn't is watching carefully. The car pulled away quietly. That is the departure of someone who no longer needs to explain himself. The meeting list gets shorter each year. More handpicked, less accountable. The governance narrows quietly.
One path remains open where this stays accountable. The other path is closing slowly. Neither arrival is guaranteed. The crowd cheered. The questions went unasked. They always do in moments like this. A careful steward of dangerous technology. An aggressive competitor racing to deploy it. The biographer cannot make both fit. 3 a.m. the work does not stop. The competitive pressure does not answer to the people most concerned about what is being built. The glass of water, untouched. The questions, unanswered. The next headline, already being written.
The thread is still there. It is getting harder to see where it connects to anything that can pull back. You are using what he built right now. And most people have no idea how much of their digital future was decided by one person, whose decisions face almost no oversight. The pause lasted just slightly too long. That pause is the most honest thing he has said in years. One node in a network spanning energy, biometrics, longevity, and intelligence. Step far enough back, and you can almost see the whole shape of it. Subscribe to Dark Files AI, because understanding where power actually concentrates is the first step toward deciding whether it should. We are watching, and we are not going anywhere.